Looking cool in Hypixel Skyblock is a privilege many pay tens of billions of coins for, but now with a plethora of new dyes, it might actually become relatively affordable. Welcome to Ben's Quick Guides, the show with minimal yapping and all the relevant information. I'm your host Ben Clark, and today let's talk about dyes, how to get them, and which skins you can pair with them to look the best. Before that, all you need to know is this is Vincent. He's here in the hub, or at these coordinates. Each week he picks 3 dyes, and increases the drop chances of 2 of them by 2x and 1 of them by 3x. You can also trade in a dye for a rare talisman called the Bucket of Dye, which increases your chance of dropping dyes by 1%. Now let's go through the dyes in alphabetical order. The Aquamarine Dye is a 1 in 10 million drop from fishing anywhere. It looks like this, and I quite like to match it with the Diamond Necron head. The Archfiend Dye is a 1 in 6,600 drop from rolling an Archfiend dice, or if you roll a high class Archfiend dice, it's 1 in 666. And based on how many dice cow is bad rolls a day, I'm sure there will be plenty of these around. It looks like this, and to match I went with the Celestial Necron skin. Bingo Blue Dye is up next. You can buy it from the bingo shop for 500 points, but you've got to be bingo rank 3. It's a nice dark blue colour, and I put a water hydra head on this. Not very practical, but I wasn't sure what to go with, so leave your suggestions for any you disagree with in the comments. Bone Dye is a 1 in 3 million drop from killing skeletons, and it's, well, bone coloured, and the base Warden helmet was the best match I could find. Red Brick Dye is dropped from killing tarantula slayers at the rates shown on screen. It looks like so, and the best thing to match it with was a redback tarantula helmet skin. Byzantium Dye has the same rates and is from Enderman Slayer, so personally I think it looks pretty good matching with the Ender Knight skin. Carmine Dye is from lava sea creatures at either a 1 in 10 million, 1 in 5 million, or 1 in 1 million drop, depending on what mob you kill. It's a bright red and looks extremely clean alongside the racing helmet. Celadon Dye is a 1 in 20,000 drop from killing Bacte in the Rift. This is one of 2 dyes to be dropped from the Rift. It's a nice mint colour, so I think it looks good paired with a clover helmet. Celeste Dye is another Slayer drop, this time from Wolves, with the same drop rates as the other Slayer dyes. It's a really light blue, but I think it works with the Wise Dragon baby skin. Chocolate Dye is really hard to match anything with. It's bought from the chocolate shop for 4 billion chocolate, and the only decent option I could find was the Harvester Fermento skin with the orange pumpkin skin selected. Copper Dye is dropped from garden visitors at these rates. It kinda looks like undyed leather armor, and again we're going with the Harvester Fermento skin, but this time set to the orange wheat skin. Cyclamen Dye is dropped from any Crimson Isle mob at these rates. It's pink, and there's not a lot of pink helmets or helmet skins, so I've chosen the Jasper version of the Gemstone Divan skin. Dark Purple Dye has a 1 in 500 chance to show up in the Dark Auction. It looks like this, and I picked the Unstable Dragon baby helmet to match. Dung Dye is a 1 in 500,000 drop from vacuuming pests in the garden, and once more we're using the Harvester Fermento skin on orange wart this time. Emerald Dye is unsurprisingly a drop from mining emeralds, with a 1 in 5 million chance. In my opinion, it works extremely well with the Holy Dragon baby skin. Flame Dye is a drop from Inferno Demon Lords, again at the same rate, and I chose the Sentinel Warden skin. Fossil Dye is a 1 in 1 million drop from the Fossil Excavator in the Glassite tunnels, and you may hate me for this, but the options were really limited. The Old Dragon baby skin is what I wore with this. Frostbitten Dye is up next with a 1 in 500,000 drop from Lapis Corpses, 1 in 250k from Umber and Tungsten, and 1 in 25k for Vanguard. This is one of the best looking in my opinion, and I matched it with the Gemstone Divan skin on Aquamarine. Holly Dye is a 1 in 4,000 drop from opening red gifts, so there's plenty around. It's a dark green colour which kinda works with the green Sentinel Warden skin, but I can't say I'm a fan. Iceberg Dye is either obtained by looting frozen treasure in the Glacial Cave at a 1 in a million chance, or by simply fishing in Jerry's workshop for a 1 in 2 million chance. I'm sure you guys can find a better fit, but I went with the Glasseye helmet. Jade Dye is a new Nucleus run drop at 1 in 2 million chance, which makes it rarer than the Divan's alloy. It looks beautiful, and Clover helmet is probably a better fit with this than Celadon Dye. Livid Dye I think works best with the base Mender Crown, and considering it's dropped from floor 5 bedrock chest, that's probably what the players dropping them will be wearing. Lucky Dye was obtained with gems in a fire sale, so your best bet for any of these is to buy them from the auction house. It's a nice animated lime green fade, and I think the Young Dragon baby skin looks fire. Mango Dye is now dropped from breaking any log on a public island at a 1 in 10 million drop chance. This is another stupid match because I couldn't find anything better. It's a pufferfish hat, if any of you were wondering. Matcha Dye is another Slayer drop from Revenants this time, and since Revenants have a tier 5, there's a 1 in 500,000 drop chance added for that. It looks pretty close to Fermento armor, so the Leaf Fermento skin works quite well. With a 1 in 1 million drop chance from spooky mobs and sea creatures, it's the Midnight Dye, and since spooky festivals only come round for 1 hour every 5 days, they're gonna be pretty rare. But if you manage to collect 3, the spirit mask could be something to match it with. Mocha Dye is a weird one since it's dropped from brewing potions at vastly different rates depending on the tier of potion. I think the best option we've got is the Diver's Mask. The Nadeshiko Dye is dropped from completing the experimentation table, but only on the last 3 tiers, at 1 in 50k, 1 in 25k, and 1 in 10k for the metaphysical experiment. The light pink colour I paired with the blobfish hat. Necron Dye unsurprisingly matches quite well with the Celestian Necron skin, who would have guessed. It's also a 1 in 2,500 drop from Master Mode Floor 7. Nyanza Dye is now a 1 in 250,000 drop from claiming mining commissions, and the best thing I could match it with is a replica of the retro encabulating visor from the Rift. Pearlescent Dye is another favourite, dropped from killing end mobs at these rates. I'm a big fan of this paired with the teal Sentinel Warden skin. Pelt Dye is from killing trapper mobs when you're grinding pelts, with the drop chance getting higher as the rarity of animal goes up, ending at 1 in 50,000 for elusive animals. This was another tricky one, but I thought possibly Bat Person. Periwinkle Dye is a 1 in 500,000 drop from killing runic mobs, and it looks like this, so I paired it with the spirit skin for the Reaper mask. Portal Dye is next, another animated one from a fire sale. The purple gradient looks great with the Celestial Maxa helmet, as you can see. Then we've got the Pure Black Dye, bought for 250,000 bits in the bits shop. People have been using the Celestial Gold Ore skin on this for a while now, and I'm not gonna disagree, it looks great. Pure Blue Dye is a weird one to match, because it almost has the exact same hex as Lapis armor. They were dropped in the Raffle of the Century, aka year 300, so it looks like in year 400 another bunch will be given out. I did however wear a Celestial Wither Goggle skin with it, and it didn't look too bad. Pure White Dye is another for 250k bits in the bits shop, and I paired it with the Panda Spirit Mask skin. It does change to a purple colour at night, but let's just ignore that. Pure Yellow Dye is also from the Raffle of the Century, and with it you can look like a duck. You do need a flex helmet, but that's a small price to pay. Rose Dye is another fire sale animated dye. It looks like so, and I wore a Strong Dragon baby helmet with it. Sangria Dye is the other Rift dye I mentioned earlier. Considering it's the Rift, the drop chances are a bit different from the other Slayer dyes. 1 in 150k from tier 1, 1 in 100k from tier 2, 1 in 75k from tier 3, 1 in 50k from tier 4, and 1 in 25k from tier 5. It looks pretty damn good, and I paired it with the Ruby Gemstone Divan helmet. Secret Dye has got to be my favourite dye in the game. Dropped from Dungeon Secrets at a 1 in 1 million chance, there's lots of skins I could have paired with it, but the Opal Gemstone Divan skin might just beat the rest. Tentacle Dye is dropped from Kudra at 1 in 250k from base tier, dropping by 50k chance each tier until it's a 1 in 50k drop chance from Infernal Kudra. Now my pick is pretty basic, but it's the Diamond Necron head. Warden Dye is the last fire sale dye out so far, and of course it's gotta go with the true Warden skin. The last dye is Wild Strawberry, and it's a 1 in 150 million drop from farming any crop. It's not the best, but the pink Sentinel Warden skin was my pick. All this information is in the dye compendium in Vincent's menu, but there's no easy way to see what dyes actually look like, so I had a couple people request a video like this.